All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome back. We're going to be talking about identifying good and bad offers. So let's get straight into it. The essentials, right? DM or phone setting offer, high ticket offer, 1K plus. Number three, commission anywhere between 3 to 15%. Now, DM or phone setting offer, right? Self explanatory. You got in the program to land a DM or even mainly a DM offer, right? But I know some of you or some of the people that's going to be coming in, they actually want to try their hand at a phone setting offer. Maybe they want to get on a setting offer already, or they've done it before. So we're not excluding those, right? Because we have a guy, and he hopped on a phone setting offer, and it was a good offer. So we have that too, but mainly it's going to be DM in this program. Okay. The next essential is that it is high ticket. So high ticket being, people can give it many different meanings, but usually high ticket just means very expensive or premium. So we're gonna say anything above 1K USD. That's typically, again, that's why we chose the niches: coaching, consulting, agency, course selling. Right, those are the four niches that we want to go for when we're appointment setting. Um, so high ticket, anything above 1K. If it's below 1K, then I would just be very, very careful and make sure you're getting like a high commission, and make sure there's a ton of lead flow and all these green flags. Okay, because this should just be like a given. It should be like 1K plus. Okay, because remember how appointment setting works is you're gonna get commission. You're not getting the whole package. So you're only gonna get a cut of how much the deal was closed for the person that you set, basically. Now, number three is commission anywhere between 3 to 15%. Typically, the higher the offer price, the lower the percentage. So, for example, I was on a setting offer, and it was I think it was 7K or 7.5K. It was 7.5K USD, and the percentage was 3%. Now, 3% might sound low, but if you think about it, what's 3%? 3% of 7,500. That's $225. So if that deal closes, then you're getting $225 per close. Okay, so 3% really is actually quite good for this. And the reason I say typically the higher the offer price, the lower the percentage, because if it was like 10, 15%, that's going to be amazing for you, but it wouldn't make sense for the business owner because it's just cutting into their profit margins too much now. So yeah, that's why it's typically on the lower end, and then something towards the lower end in terms of price, like 1K, 1.5K USD, 2K. That's typically going to be a higher percentage, so like 10, 15%. So it all works out. Now, some red flags for the offers. If you see these red flags in an offer, I would suggest avoiding them. So, for example, little to no lead flow. This is important for me. This is important to me because nothing I hate more than someone getting on a setting offer, especially if it's going to be you, a student, that I'm here to serve and I'm here to help you out with. The last thing I want to see is you getting on an offer, and then on the first day, none of us knows this, but you get on the offer and now they're making you do like 100 plus cold DMs through your profile with almost no scripts or training. Let's add another one, actually. No scripts, training, whatever you want to call it. No scripts, training, basically support whatsoever. So we'll go over that in a bit. But there's nothing I hate more than offers that make you want to do 100 to 200 cold messages per day from your own profile and just hope and pray for the best. No training, support whatsoever, no scripts on how to do it. So if that's the case, and there's a lot of them, but again, in the past modules that will show you how to find the right offers and how to set up your profile in a way that you attract the right offers. I don't like this. I don't like how there's little to no lead flow from the business owner's end already. They're responsible for the lead flow. You, as a setter, you need to get this clear. You, as a setter, are not responsible for fixing the person's business. It's the business owner's responsibility to fix their business, not you, right? You're just a setter. You're coming in to book meetings, right? So if they're making you do the marketing for them, then that's something that should be avoided. So second thing is terrible products / service, negative reviews, no testimonials, okay, or bad testimonials. So this is more like if you go on their profile or if word gets around that their program, their profile their product, whatever they're selling isn't good, it doesn't work, it's a scam, it's not what, they overpromised and underdelivered, then I'd suggest avoiding that kind of offer, just because you want to be selling something here that genuinely truly works, right? We're not in the business to be selling snake oil. It's not Wolf of Wall Street. We're here trying to sell something that actually helps people change their lives. All right, so get on an offer that does that. Make sure the program actually genuinely works. Make sure there's things like testimonials, there's case studies, just client interviews, etc. And it's just a good reputation all around from the business owner. Okay, we don't want to be selling something that's a scam. And that's what that's going to do too, not just from an ethical standpoint. It's something that's ethical, right? But it also helps with our conviction. So when we're selling their product or service in the DMs, or when we're setting, it's only gonna help us more, because we know for a fact that what we're selling actually truly works. So that's gonna help you book more meetings. Okay, so that's a red flag, is if the service doesn't work, basically, if it's overpromised, underdelivered, if it's just bad reputation, bad everything. All right. Number 3 red flag, which is kind of what we went over, unless you're down bad, which you shouldn't be being inside this program. If it's a cold outbound offer from your own profile, that should be avoided. So sometimes you'll see offers where it's going to be like, oh, outbound DM setting, cold DM setting, get your own leads via your profile. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, if you're really, really down bad and you're trying to get an offer ASAP, especially if you're not inside the program, like, we've made it pretty easy to get an offer. But for those who aren't inside the program, typically this is going to be like their first or second offer. It's having to do cold outbound from their profile for the business owner. Again, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of it, because we're only setters here. We're not responsible for fixing the business, unless it's explicitly stated that we're going to be doing this and like doing some prospecting. All right. So unless you're down bad, I wouldn't go for these cold outbound offers from your own profile. Okay. Because it's just going to take too long. The main reason why is because I want you guys to get as quick results as possible. And then not only do you have to do it from your own profile, which you have to build up, because if you do something like this, if you're going to be setting from your own profile and you just started out, let's say you only have like 150 followers, that makes you look like a bot, but it's just going to take too long to build up the following. And then you're going to spend the rest of the 2-3 months trying to build up your following, and then hoping and praying, doing outreach, right? If you're going to do something like this, your profile has to be A1, like set up so well, and you have to have status and clout. So I hope that all makes sense, but I'm not a fan of this. Number 4 is no scripts, training, or support whatsoever. So they don't give you any frameworks, they don't give you any resources, they don't give you any training. There's no support, there's no Slack group, there's no group chat, there's no communication, any sort of things to basically help you as a setter. Then that's a red flag for me, because shouldn't it be in the business owner's best interest to make sure that you perform and help you, so that you can perform better as a setter, and then therefore help them make more money, but also make you more commission, right? So if there's nothing like this, you're just thrown straight into the deep end, no support whatsoever, no frameworks, then I don't like it. That's a red flag for me. And then the last red flag for me is if they're making less than 5K a month. I say 5K a month just because over the years I found this to be like the spot when people at minimum should start hiring setters. Arguably more like 10K a month, but there's some exceptions that I found along the way. So we'll say 5K a month, absolute minimum. If they're making less than 5K a month, it's a no-go no matter what. Okay, so if they're making less than 5K a month, that's not good, because again, as I said, as a setter, you're commission based. You're only making commission. So if you want to make, let's say your aspirations are 5-10K a month as a setter, how the fuck are you gonna make 5-10K a month if the business itself is not making 5K a month even, right? So let them sort themselves out for now. Let them figure out how to get to 5-10K a month first. Let them sort out their own leads first. Let them fix themselves and fill their own cup before filling anyone else's cup. Okay, so those are some of the red flags. Some green flags now are basically going to be the flip side. Let's put this in here. So the first green flag on an offer. So these are some good signs. plenty of lead flow or building up to it. So when I say plenty of lead flow, obviously if it's through Instagram, through Twitter, through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through wherever, right? If they're running ads and there's a bunch of leads ready to be answered, or if they're generating a bunch of leads and traffic, then that's always a good sign. That's always a green flag. And when I say building up to it, let's say, for example, the business has just started running ads and then they have a system going on and they're building up to getting a ton of lead flow. Like maybe now in the start, they don't have much. They don't have many leads, many traffic. But over the coming weeks, there's a clear-cut sign that they're going to be wrapping it up. Then that's still a green flag for me, all right? Because they're building up to it. Some things take time. Some funnels take time. Some ads take time to ramp up. But as long as they're building up to it, that's also a green flag for me, all right? And it should be a green flag for you. Second green flag, flip side of the second one here. Fantastic product or service. Lots of testimonials, case studies, client interviews, etc. No explanation needed. As I said, we want to be selling something that genuinely works, and it's going to help us a lot, ethically and in the long run. Number 3, outbound, inbound, or both offer from the business owner's profile is ideal. So I said cold outbound offer from your own profile should be avoided, but there's nothing wrong with an outbound offer if it's through their profile. And most offers anyway are going to be outbound. And when I say outbound and inbound, outbound basically means you going to the leads first, you contacting the leads first. Inbound is when the lead contacts you first. So for example, an inbound would be a lead, swiping up on your story, asking you a couple questions about your program, someone being interested in your program and saying, hey, can you tell me more about your mentorship? That's what inbound is. Outbound can still be through the person's profile, your business owner's profile, but you just have to go through their likes. You going through their likes, their comments, their followers, and whatnot. That still counts as outbound. So I want to make that very clear because I made the mistake before of thinking that is inbound. That's not inbound. Outbound is when you go to them first. Inbound is when the lead comes to you first. Does that make sense? Cool. So, because when I say that, because a lot of people, they don't like when they see outbound, then they get turned off and they don't want to apply for it. Okay, just because they think it's going to be the cold outbound from their own profile. All right. So there's nothing wrong with outbound. Most offers are outbound. You have to go to the leads first. But if it's inbound as well, that's cool. And if it's through their profile, that's more than ideal. That's what we want. Number 4, scripts, training, support included. It's in their best interest to help you succeed. So make sure that's there, and that's a good sign if it is there. Even if it is there, like I'll be training you guys and supporting you guys, and you got all my resources along the way. But this is always a good sign. Again, it's called the green flag. And then lastly, making 5K plus a month. That's typically the point, as I said, when people start hiring setters and they just can't dedicate their time as much into answering their DMs, so they need someone else to do it, especially experts and killers like us. Now, I'm going to turn up the volume here. Don't know if you guys can hear me. The bonus is listen to your gut feeling. So even after all of this and you're still not sure if the offer is good or bad, just listen to your gut, because most of the time your gut feeling is going to be right. You can kind of just tell from gut feeling that, okay, this is going to be a good offer, this is going to be a bad offer. And I want you to listen to that, because there's plenty of times my gut feeling has been right, very few times that it's been wrong. And I imagine it's going to be the same for you guys, and hopefully you guys can relate. So just go for gut feeling if you're still not sure. But there we go. That's today. Identifying good and bad offers, some red flags, some green flags. Hope this helps. Any questions, just shoot it in the Slack or just ask the community members. All right? See you in the next one.